We're back. Oh, yeah. We're back. Hello, and welcome back to the EF5 Podcast. You know, this is, what was it, the crossroads between logistics and life. That was our slogan for a while.
That's where we fall, right in the middle.
That's where we fall. And what else is also falling, well, in a sense, is something that we've talked about before, actually. We talked about it in some previous, I think, multiple episodes now. Was it 2 or 3 at this point?
We really need to put the links in them. Well, what episodes?
We'll put the links in. We'll check the description for the links of each video.
Back in our prediction days.
You can see the progression of what we're about to talk about. And it's something that, you know, we've heard a lot about. And I want to preface this. We're not economists, economic people. We don't have degrees in these things, okay? But we're using our knowledge from what we know from trusted sources and also cross-checked sources to back up our claims of what we say. And also, we're in a business that we see money and gas and
we don't see money, cash money, so don't everybody come by and see us for that.
Trust me, we don't see cash money at all. I definitely don't see it. So
we see the flow of goods and what that costs.
Correct. We see the things that we're going to talk about enough to be able to see predictions and projections of, you know, the things that we say. So what we're talking about is something that websites have categories specifically for.
Drive me nuts.
I'm just going to say it. It is inflation. It is inflation. It's that thing that you get.
That dirty word we talked about a year ago.
It's that thing you get in your body from when you're too sore.
No, that's inflammation. Come on, get it right. What's wrong with you?
My bad. My bad. Anyways, I'll let you take this because I know I can tell you're ready to just
look.
explode.
I'm ready to come up over because we've been 100% right.
You're ready to come unglued over there.
Go fact check it before YouTube pulls it down and says
it is banned in a couple countries. Did you know that?
Yeah,
they're banned in a couple countries.
That's because of your intro music.
Yeah,
it's over the edge.
It is a little edgy. That Van Halen, scary. Now I got to put Van Halen for this one.
Yeah, no, because we'll be banned again.
All right, we're like 3 minutes in. We haven't started anything. Let's get this going.
So, short story, check them out for real because that does show, kind of gives us credibility in what we've been talking about. For those that might think we're crazy sometimes when we're talking about it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's break it down. Is inflation going to stop where we're at? Are we going to quit climbing? Or are we going to go higher? Are we going to go at the same rate? And is it going to come back down is the big question that everybody wants it to go back to normal. We are not going back to normal. It's not happening.
It's over. It's over. We're going to collapse.
It's just not.
This is an economic collapse.
We're not going to collapse. If we're going to collapse, there's going to be more problems, and it's not just going to be Russia and Ukraine. There's going to be more problems, and that's just not happening. So get over the fear and doom and gloom that everybody will have you believe. Yes, it does suck. It is still going up, but watch me here. So I'm going to use my hand signals.
I'm watching.
Right here, okay?
I'm watching. I'm staring intently.
I don't even know what minimum wage currently is, but it's at bottom level. We'll just use 8 roughly. It's somewhere in that neighborhood. And then, it's probably less than that, depending on the state you live in.
Yeah, I think it ranges from like $7.25 to $15.
But most anybody who has went into employment in the last 5 to 7 years, most companies don't pay exactly at the bottom of minimum wage.
Yeah.
It's a base area. There are a few exceptions it might fall at. So let's just argument's sake, we'll say minimum wage is roughly, I think it's $6.50 or something in the state of Georgia. But let's just say it's $6, whatever it might be. Most companies are going to pay 8 to 10 range. Above the minimum wage, it's going to be $8 to $10, not $6. Follow me so far?
Right.
All right. So now currently, if you go buy any fast food, depending on where you are in the world, specifically in the U.S., if you're in the Northeast, you'll probably see Taco Bell advertising $20 an hour starting out. You might see Southeast $15 an hour, and everybody's walking around going, that is crazy.
Yeah.
We're paying the taco maker $15 an hour when we used to pay them $10 range.
Right.
So follow me. We're at 8 to 10 range, minimum wage 6. So we got $4 difference, right?
Right.
Now we want to 15. So now we got a $9 difference. Follow me?
Following.
Okay. All right. So as that gets steady locked into the system,
okay,
that $15 an hour that we talked about in the U.S. for 10-year range that everybody wanted to get minimum wage to, now we are here without technically, legally having to be here.
So is there ways to, like, so this isn't preventable now, like this is reality?
It is establishing itself as the new reality, whether we like it or not, whether we agree how we got there, whatever. It doesn't really matter. We're dealing with the reality of where we are and where we're going.
Okay.
So now we are here. We will not, that will be the baseline where we are at.
Okay.
Just like we talked about, $6 was the baseline, and then 10 was roughly where everybody would start paying at.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get established, which it's coming, 15 will be the new baseline.
Okay.
And now think about it. Whatever you agree about doesn't matter. We're just talking about where are we going, where are we at, where we're going, and where we're going to stop.
Right.
So based upon all that, if the goods are going up, how are you going to help the bottom to middle get up to speed to pay for the things they need, whether rent, goods, and everything? Right. You got to bring the bottom up where it's not as low as it was. Right. So that new bottom will be set at around 15 legally at some point in the near future.
Okay.
And when that gets set, the baseline will actually be 20.
Okay.
It will be 18 to 20 range, average 20. And then in between that, it will be 20 to 24 is the middle to high end, starting out or entry, like Target's already advertised. Their goal is to get to $24 an hour for their employees. That same 4 years ago now was $12.
Right. Yeah, $24 would have been like some rich people things at Target.
So you've stacked rent, you've stacked additional cost across the board. Now, generally speaking, across most lines, if you averaged it out, 60% of most companies' cost is employee cost. So that employee cost has not sat in because it is in the process of being adjusted.
Okay.
We're not even talking about the material cost for whatever those dynamics, however they exist today.
Assets.
We're not talking about energy. We're not talking about the pass-through. That is over here at the 40%. You have the 60% of the employee cost. And when they finally get set in between unions and different components, your current inflation rate still has room to go up.
So let me just try to reel this in, because that's a lot of information to gather, and I just want to like fully like understand. What do you think this is? When do you think this is done? Not inflation being
18 months from now, roughly.
I'm saying like the like monetary side. Like, okay, you're saying like how the 20 is that going to be that new low or new ground, new floor. That'd be the particular word to say. Particular, whatever. Is that going to stop, or is it just going to keep going until there's a crash of some sort?
No. See, most people have taken out of the equation that on average, you got about a 5% range that we should average inflation per year. What we have missed is in the last 12 to 14 years, depending on how you gauge it, we have been averaging about 2% a year inflation.
Okay.
So what most controlling mechanisms, whether it be the federal bank or different things, they look for a 5% range of growth a year on a 5-year average. What we're seeing is like 10, 12% ranges right now per quarter.
Okay.
That is almost a catch-up from what we didn't have prior.
Okay.
Because if you don't have that scale of inflation moving with the influx of money flowing into the system and giving out, then you don't have the proper scale meeting.
Right.
So the scale is getting caught up in theory.
Okay.
So my main point of this is not to get into all the dynamics of it, but more so to share and understand, when is it going to stop? Why is it going up? Whether you want to argue the points of all that, the reality of is that's where we are, and where we're going is it still has room to get there before it will actually get back. Okay. Now, there'll be different points that we might level, balance, and dip.
Right.
But we're not over yet. And that's what we shared with the entire team at Elite through the time, and different people we've spoken with is like, prepare for this so you're not left with no toilet paper.
Right.
That kind of concept that sits in everybody's mind of what we've been through.
Right.
So you want to have preparation and be aware and alert that when I go to the grocery store, I am spending $200 to $400 more a month just in the sheer nature of goods. And it's not just because lack of supply. It's not just because I don't have enough workers to get it there.
It's the general
combination of everything coming together, and it's going to represent its new bottom.
Now, one or two more things.
Do you, let me ask you this. Do you remember what you might have bought a Coke for 10 years ago? A single individual drink at a grocery store or a gas station?
Honestly,
probably don't remember.
No, I was like 10 years old, 12 years old, actually.
I can remember what I paid for a can of Coke. I think it was 39 cents when I was like 10 years old. And so that was 30 years ago.
In like the 40s.
So you do the math. 30 years. It wasn't the 40. 30 years to now, and scale that up.
Right.
Its history tells us it's not going backwards. Things will level. Price points of cars and different things will level.
Yeah, you're going to get a median.
Right? But it's not going backwards when everybody wants it to go backwards. So quit fighting that and understand where we're going.
Right. Right. And so this is kind of supply side specific. But I heard a quote the other day, and someone was complaining about logistical problems and things that we're dealing with. And their solution, all but very uninformed, was people don't need strawberries every day of the year. You don't need them year round. Do you think something like that has like some sort of issue with the inflation? Like being able to handle that at some not strawberries specifically, but like of that nature. Does that have any push and pull? Like, because of demand,
I would rather not get into some of my thoughts about all that as much as saying this. We are at the highest population in the world than we've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. Just by the sheer producing of people.
So generally, there's going to have to be more.
And we have actually are at the tipping point to the highest living population, because we live longer, because we do remain healthier longer.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a turn where our population production was less to what is drawing the demand. So somebody like yourself at your age, we
you pointed at me and I started coughing.
Previously, like my grandmother had 10 kids.
Right.
Well, I only had 5. Excuse me, I had 5. I had 5.
5?
No, 3.
Excuse me?
Family of 5.
Excuse me?
Just kidding.
Excuse me?
So I only had 3. So there's a difference of there were larger families, 40s, 50s, 60s, and then as a generation we have produced less kids. So there's actually less to the workforce, whether it be the younger ones coming, whether it be the older ones exiting the workforce, and then there's more population stressing the demand need.
Right.
So whether it's strawberries or whatever item you want to talk about, there could be things we could debate and say, yeah, you don't need that every day and stuff like that. But overall, we have to understand what we're pushing the system to do. We're stressing the system at different angles, different ways, and we've never seen the demand needed versus the supply able to provide.
That's going on like a T-shirt somewhere. That's like a CNN headline right there.
You can call it what you want. Just share it, whatever you do.
That is true. Make sure you press the share button because listen, I know you guys watching. I know half you guys aren't signed in right now.
If anything, share because of his hair.
I know. Yeah, my hair looks good. My hair looks like a flat top right now on the screen. I look like never mind. I was gonna say old Will Smith, but that was old Will Smith.
Get my name out your mouth.
My bad.
Hey.
My bad.
Sorry.
That was pretty funny though. I didn't think you were just gonna whip that out on me. But actually, as we wrap this up, I did want to bring something up when you mentioned the strawberries and I mentioned the strawberries and the highest population point. There's a theory out that came out back in the 1700s.
I thought you were going to wrap this out.
This isn't a theory. I don't remember who made it, but I have it. I learned it in school, so it must be real. It must be true. That there is a certain point that you do outgrow like your living abilities, and then that population drops tremendously. Now, I'm not saying we're getting there, but if we got to start fighting,
don't even go there.
I'm just letting you know.
We'll get banned in every country now.
Those protein bars, they're not going to be yours no more. You're not going to be here to find them.
We don't want to go there yet.
They're going to be my protein bars.
We out?
Yeah, I think we're out, man.
Before
Make
we
sure
go to
you
work?
like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. If you comment, you might get a T-shirt. Might get a T-shirt. Might get one of those. That's a long sleeve shirt, but and then also maybe give me a cute little shout out in your emails when you're following up.
Here we go.
You know, because now you know.
Self-promotion.
Now you know me. You see me a little bit. So, but yeah, all right. We'll talk to you guys later.
We're out.
Peace out.